Okay, Jon Jones' tweet after he failed the B sample, when that came in, he tweeted this afterwards. He said, dude, the truth is I would never do steroids. I put that on my children, and I put that on my heavenly Father.
I mean, everyone thinks it's a little weird that he passed all the random tests, and the day he knew he was going to be tested, he tested positive. It does seem strange. I don't think it means he didn't have it in the system, but it just seems weird. No? Am I way off?
There's just so much to go into it. The problem is in this drug, Trenbolone or what the fuck it's called? Trinabol. There's guys in like single A, double A baseball, minor league baseball, and even Major League Baseball, where a lot of them have been busted for this because it's in, I think they said 27 or 47 supplements at GNC.
Really?
See, that's the thing. And it's like, but at this point, Jon Jones, once you've already had that shit, you can't put a burger in your mouth.
So is he? Is he that big of an idiot? Or my only issue, and I used to be so like, oh, Jon Jones is fucked. He's so screwed. Then when I actually looked into it and saw that all these that same supplement they test positive for is in all these things at GNC. I'm like, all right, well, maybe he's not completely full of shit.
Yeah. My only thing is
but you can't just put a random thing from GNC in there because you already have these allegations. You got to be more careful.
You look at his history, and it's not pointing in the positive direction because his history is so bad.
But no one really believes that Jon Jones is a longtime juicer. Right? That's not the theory out there. The theory out there that was a dick pill.
Now I'd say the majority does think he was on.
That he was just full on juicing up.
My issue is this: when if you take a supplement from GNC, okay. So I know that, like Cowboy Cerrone said, he was going to take some anti-inflammatory, and he fucking texts Novinsky, and he goes, "Dude, can I take this?" And Novinsky goes, "Don't take a chance. I have something for you. This is something else." So fighters that really are paranoid, if I know I'm going to get caught by USADA, I ain't putting shit from GNC on my body, especially if I'm Jon Jones, without checking with the authorities.
It does go a little far.
That's fair, and he's not that stupid. So the GNC play, I don't know if it works for this.
So this is the
other thing
on some old roid.
It's super old. It's like from the 60s. That's the Russian teams
You're
use.
taking the one time.
I know. And the other thing is, though, John, the last time with those dick pills, I never bought it was dick pills. I didn't buy that story at all.
You did not?
At all.
What about with Anderson?
No, God, no. I don't buy no. That's all. They narrate those stories, and the public's like, I can kind of see
They did it when Martin Lawrence I talked to a manager about Martin Lawrence. Do you remember the story with him being naked with a gun?
Yeah.
And they were like, he was dehydrated and whatever. And the manager goes, have you ever been dehydrated? I'm like, yeah. He goes, does anything close to that result in that kind of behavior?
God,
I'm like,
so
no.
true.
He goes, yeah, it's just a spin. His team did a spin.
But it's crazy to me that it works.
Was crack. That was just crack.
Yeah, it's crack. Yeah. It's like, it works for some people.
Yeah, and people
like
go,
the public goes, oh, dick. Yeah, he fucks so many chicks, dick pills. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clomid shows up when you're on a post-cycle therapy. You take that after you do a stack of steroids.
I do know guys like BJ. Sometimes the process, like BJ was taking this stuff for years. It was legal, and then they said later this can also be used as a masking agent. Which masking agents, unless I'm wrong, don't give you anything. It just covers up the shit you would do. And so BJ's like, I don't do that shit. I didn't get the memo that suddenly this thing I was taking is no longer allowed.
Yeah.
And now you're going to fucking get me in
BJ
trouble?
Penn didn't look like he was doing
right.
steroids.
And BJ Penn's are known not to do that guy.
But with John, it's just a little different because if you're under that much scrutiny and you know for a fact they're going to be all over you.
Yeah. It's like Anthony Weiner trying to keep his Twitter. And it's like, Anthony, you can't because you fucked up so many times. What if I don't use it? Because it doesn't matter. No one trusts you with it anymore.
Yeah.
So at some point, John, even if he wasn't taking anything, it's like, you can't put any supplement in you without really double and triple checking it, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
A guy like that who knows everybody's watching him, who's got so much on the line,
pass
so
the
careful.
test?
I would suggest that I don't know him.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about what this is like, but my feeling is that from my periphery and from people I know who are in the business, and from what they've told me about how prevalent steroids has always been, my feeling is a guy like Jon Jones. And a lot of guys, he probably met some people who said, look, this is very effective and this goes out of your body after 2 days.
You know his brother, so both his brothers play in the NFL. Yeah. Both are super fucking stud. Chandler Jones for Arizona is ridiculous, all pro. He got busted too.
Yeah.
Really?
So.
Yeah. And that was steroids. so you're telling me. So let's just extrapolate for a second. Really, you got a guy who's that special, and he took a random bottle
Let's extrapolate.
at GNC that somehow had.
Yeah.
Let's extrapolate this. I don't know how you would do that. I just
it's a tough sell
for
me. It's a tough.
You're going to take these. If you give me a protein shake, I swear to God, if I'm dealing with you, I'm going to go biggest fight of my life. What's in the protein shake, bro? What do you mean monk fruit? What I got to see.
If you're a sober alcoholic and someone hands you a drink,
yeah.
even not at a bar,
correct.
You ask, what's
let alone millions of dollars online in your entire career,
correct.
So I don't know. It just doesn't add.
Tomorrow, sure, take the random thing, but today, the day of your fight, don't take that shit.
Yeah. This is what else bothers me about it.
It just sucks.
If I was convicted of testing positive for steroids, I don't give a fuck what my PR team says, what my manager says. I would have got on the fucking horn and told everyone, hey, I'm at the front of my house, get out here. I'm going to tell you guys, I did not fucking take a thing.
Correct.
I took this fucking, I guess if I test positive, I took this protein powder from GNC. That's all I fucking did.
That's
I
right,
swear to God I beat DC.
That's exactly right.
Him going silent and them trying to come up with a story now.
Like wait on
weeks.
Correct.
The fucking
you do wait when you spend stuff when you're like, I've done something wrong. Let me figure out how to come up with a good lie around it. You don't when it's like, no, I did not. Like right away, somebody accused me of getting creepy with somebody, my friend's ex, which is just not true.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just kill yourself right away. Kill yourself. Yeah. Not like, well, it might have been this. It was like, fuck off, die. No.
Yeah. You didn't wait 6 weeks to respond to his text.
Right.
Being
Exactly.
creepy.
That's
like,
exactly
fuck you.
That's exactly what you
right.
would do. You'd go. Hold on.
Whoa.
Your lawyer.
I'm gonna do Facebook Live.
His lawyers probably say keep it quiet. Well, let's see what this plays.
I'm like, no, fuck you guys. This is what's going on. I didn't do anything, so they're not gonna find anything. Oh, it was someone from GMC. All right, let me find it. Here's it in my bag. I took this. This is what test positive.
Test this right now.
Test this right now.
That's right.
There you go. There's the old bag. I did nothing.
That's right.
But then being quiet and trying to come up with a story, nah, man.
Yeah, I don't.
It just does suck because I loved watching him fight, and it's like I won't now for a prop. I mean, they're not going to go easy on him.
You know what? The UFC won't miss him. I hate to say it. At the end of the day, it just moves on. The train moves on.
Who do you think his next fight is?
The train's not moving on. No. The train's moving like this. So when you say they're not going to miss him, they're going to miss the fuck out of him. Who else?
He sells fights.
Heavyweight?
I'm saying the fans. You think the fans?
Oh my God. He's the second biggest draw. So
I have no interest in watching a Daniel Cormier fight.
No one does.
For the title?
No one does. Like he was the one star. He wasn't as big as Conor, Ronda, and Brock. He's the next tier. He was by far the biggest.
And he's been gone.
He's been gone.
Yeah.
He's barely fought.
Everyone likes that story.
So what do you think now?
What do you mean?
He's saying this.
I'll tell you right now his next fight, Jon Jones. Brock Lesnar.
WWE.
In WWE.
Yeah.
Sanctioned, not. Who gives a fuck? The fans will watch. Who cares if it goes on his official record?
Yeah.
It would be massive.
Good chance.
Full roids, not full roids. Who cares?
Good chance. Some fake bullshit.
Maybe that's why I called out Brock Lesnar in the octagon too, because it's like, hey, I ain't gonna be allowed to fight here much longer. So, let me set up my next fight.
We don't know, but I mean, is there more investigation right now? Or?
No, the commission has to decide what they're going to do. They're going to look at all the evidence, and then, he's looking at a 4-year suspension max.
We've already come down as hard as they can on him before. They don't like.
Was that a 2-year suspension or was that a year suspension?
A year.
The UFC's already stripped him of his belt, so it has to be some pretty serious shit.
At this point, I could see the UFC going, listen, you pulled out of a fight for something else, bad behavior, pulled out of this fight now, then now we fight, and now you're fucking overturned. Honestly, I'm sure we can make more money off you. We're no longer interested.
Yeah.
Go help Strikeforce, go help whatever.
Yeah.
We don't care. We're just no longer interested. Even though you're the best, we don't know when you're back. We're just going to move on.
Good chance, especially the new owners.
New owners, right? William Morris, the Disney owners.
Yeah, the Disney owners, though. The William Morris, though, they don't give a fuck. Like, if John came out and they're like, we fucked up. It was a product, and then he hit a pregnant lady. They need ratings so bad, they would keep him in.
So is UFC suffering in big ways in ratings?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Do you think it's because of the buyout or because they put on fucking a fight every 7 days?
Both.
Yeah.
They don't have
so much.
They don't have the stars. It's oversaturated. The testing's so strict. The marketing.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect shitstorm right now. They'll get out of it. There'll be new stars, but right now they need Jon Jones.
Sports seems like it's evolving faster now than it was 10 years ago, so that your star goes 2 years instead of 8 years.
Correct.
So it's hard to really keep track of like
you got
who the favorite
teams of guys
are.
being able to break down your game plan, right? And it must be much harder. You got sophisticated teams who are solving your whole game. Right? Is that, you think that's fair?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of like running backs, where you're like, "Oh, that guy's great," and then 2 years later, like
running backs are solid for like 3 years.
3 years, and that's it. So you can't really get behind.
That wasn't
them
always
forever.
the case, too, right? Tony Dorsett played for what, 10?
Well, there's outliers.
More, but there's outliers.
But in general,
Was it always a short?
They're always short.
When you're great, you're a Pro Bowler, and then all of a sudden you're like, "You got cut? What do you mean he's a Pro Bowler 2 years ago?" It's like
Cleveland, last year was Cleveland. It's a bummer.
What's he do now? He bags groceries, but good. He did some good though.
He's at Papa John's.